Hello, YouTube. Today I am reacting to a police officer killed in Memphis. The officer was shot and killed when officers responded to a report of a suspicious vehicle. Although the officer died at the scene, he was taken to the Regional 1 Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. Out of respect for his family, I'm not going to say his name. They need time to grieve. But the police officer was only 26 years old and he had a wife and daughter. This all happened at 2 o'clock this morning. Someone probably called the police because a car that did not belong on that street was sitting there at 2 o'clock in the morning. And to be honest with you, I probably would have did the same thing because I live on a dead-end street, and living on a dead-end street for this many years, there are only a couple of reasons why people come to your street. They either come looking for drugs, looking for something to steal, or looking to get a little X in the back seat. You know what I mean when I say X. Anyway, the person on my screen is Chief C.J. Davis. She's the Chief Police Officer in Memphis, Tennessee, and that is the new mayor, Mayor Paul Young. Or people also come down my street if they're visiting someone. The police officer approached the suspicious vehicle located on Hewlett Street in Whitehaven area at 2 o'clock in the morning. Inside this vehicle were two black males, an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old. The officer approached the vehicle. The officer walks up to the car and is fired upon by one of the males inside the car. Now, I don't know if it was the 18-year-old or 17-year-old which shot him. I do not know. But please understand this, that when police officers in Memphis roll, they don't roll by themselves. There are two vehicles, and there is one police car in each vehicle. So he wouldn't have been there by himself. He would have had backup. The backup officer returned fire. The car was riddled with bullet holes. The 18-year-old and the 17-year-old attempted to flee the area, but were only able to get a couple of blocks. The 18-year-old male and the 17-year-old male were both shot, and the 18-year-old died at the scene. But he was also taken to Regional Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. And the 17-year-old was also taken to Regional 1 Medical Center, and he is listed in stable but critical condition. As for the 26-year-old police officer, again, I say that he was taken to the Regional Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. May he rest in eternal peace. My condolences go out to his family and friends. Now, according to Chief C.J. Davis, this is my personal opinion. Chief C.J. Davis, who I personally think should have vacated her post after the former mayor, Jim Strickland, was voted out. I think she should have left because she was the head of the Scorpion unit that here in Memphis that was responsible for the death of Tyree Nichols. They beat him. 5 black police officers beat him. And 3 days later, he died. And Chief C.J. Davis said that she didn't have a problem with what they had done, and she did not want to prosecute them. Lord have mercy. Until the videos came out. When the videos came out of the incident, then she tried to backpedal. So in my opinion, she should have vacated her post when the previous mayor left. Tony Armstrong was a much better chief of police, And let's move on from there because the mayor is the only one that can make that change. Mayor Paul Young, this young man right here, and he's only in his 40s. That sound that you hear is from flashing lights because the youth violence in Memphis has gotten totally out of control. Chief C.J. Davis said that she's trying to handle it, but it don't seem like to me that she's doing a very good job. All these flash robberies in Memphis, truck drivers at Love's Truck Stop have been targeted. They had a flash robbery over there at Bellevue and McLemore at the Beauty and Beyond store. And that man has been there for over 20 some years. And he's thinking about closing his doors because he can't continue to replenish the goods that they steal. And I guarantee you that these flash robberies are being committed by children. And so I have to go back to the old school. Back in the day, a signal would flash across your TV, and it would ask you, "Do you know where your children are?" It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? And if your children were not coming from work or in some kind of after school program, they were escorted down to the Juvenile Justice Center and they were held down there and the parents had to come pick them up. These children have turned a corner. These 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they have turned a corner and they are resulting to violence to get what they want. And I guarantee you that even though it's the children doing these flash robberies, it's an adult behind them. It's got to be an adult. And so parents, I ask you again, do you know where your children are? It is 10 o'clock. Sometimes you have to go back to the old school ways if you want to curb violence in your neighborhood. You have to go back to the old school ways. And if they're not going to put Tony Armstrong in office as the chief of police, then Mayor C.J. Davis, you're going to have to go back to the old school. Flash that thing across the screen asking parents, do you know where your children are? Because parents, you feed them, you clothe them, you put shoes on their feet, and you keep a roof over their head. So you bear some responsibility to them. So you should know where your child is and what he is doing out in the streets. And if the parents can't curtail their children, then you have to curtail the parents. Make the parents responsible for the actions of their children. Yes. If your child is 16, 17 years old and out committing a crime, then the parents should be held responsible because the parents should know where their child is. And as for the 18-year-old and the 17-year-old that killed this police officer, it was reported that they were in a stolen car and that the 18-year-old had all kind of charges. Of course, that's the police's MO. They try to make the dead person seem like a really bad guy, which it was bad what he did because he took the life of a police officer. A police officer died, and so did he. And the 17-year-old is hurt. So two parents and a wife and daughter are going to be grieving losses today in Memphis. And I just want to say to Memphis Police C.J. Davis, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? All right, guys. This is my response, my reaction to a Memphis police officer being killed in Memphis, Tennessee. That is our new mayor, Mayor Paul Young. And this is our chief of police, C.J. Davis. Again, my condolences go out to both families. May their loved ones rest in eternal peace. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. And again, I say, It is 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Thank you. Oh, y'all stay healthy, stay blessed, and I'm out.